what you all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Happy Tuesday. And I have a special guest co-host today. She's a newbie on here.
Hey, y'all.
But not in life. Selena Hill is here.
Yes.
And she's a journalist, but somebody who I've been following your career for a long time.
Yep.
And I think you do amazing work when it comes to interviewing entertainers, politicians, hosting events. Also, Black Enterprise.
Yep.
Is a publication that I use all the time on this show when it comes to spreading positivity and shining a light. So I just want to shine a light on you for that because you are the director of multi-platform content at Black Enterprise and you also are the founder of Hill Rise Media.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, Angela. You are so supportive from day one. I've also been following you forever. So this is an iconic moment for me. Thank you.
All right. Well, good. Because we got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on. And this is when it comes to Yeetie, but also I'm glad that you're very multidimensional in what you can discuss. So we're also praying for Jamaica, and we'll see what's going on with Hurricane Melissa. But let's get it started. Let's shine a light. Let's spread some love and some positivity. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine. Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my special guest host. Oh, I don't know what that noise is. That might be me. Sorry, that's the wind. Selena Hill from Black Enterprise and founder of Hill Rise Media, and I know you want to shine a light today.
Yes. So keeping all the victims, not just the victims, but anybody in Jamaica right now in thoughts and in prayers. We know that Hurricane Melissa is basically just doing devastation on the entire island. Everyone is getting hit. So I'm just keeping them up today.
180 mile per hour, category 5 hurricane, one of the strongest hurricanes in history, by the way. They're also saying that this is becoming more frequent as the climate warms. So that's something to pay attention to. It's not just by chance. And so far, Hurricane Melissa is responsible for 7 deaths, 3 in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. And they're talking about this is going to be devastating for the infrastructure in Jamaica. So just prayers out to everybody who has family there, everyone who is there. I'm looking online at people. I see they have like cots set up that used to be loungers outside by hotels and shelters for people to try to make sure that they're okay. But it's now pushing ashore. We're watching this in real time. So this is the beginning of the landfall process right now. The most extreme and devastating winds, again, are up to 180 miles per hour.
Right. Like you said, it's one of the strongest storms in history. And this is something that's going to be that they're going to have to recover from for weeks on end. Like, it's not just
Probably
getting through the storm.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mina, who do you want to shine a light on?
To the Anderson family.
Okay. Tell us about the Anderson family.
Well, my name is Mina Anderson. I'm married to Matthew Anderson. And we got a company together called the Anderson Paint Company. And we are just inspired because we're getting up there to the top.
So what does the company do?
We are paint interior and exterior.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's something that people need regardless. That's something AI can't take over.
Yeah, and I just want to give a special shout out to my husband.
All right. Well, I love it. To a loving couple working together, doing something that they're passionate about. How can people find you?
They can find us on Google, Anderson Paint Company.
Thank you for calling, Mina.
Thank you, boo. Have a great day.
You too. That was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you could leave a message and shine a light that way. And when we come back, me and Selena Hill will have your Yeetie, and we'll be talking about Michael Blackson and his ex-fiance. That's an ex-fiance now. Rada will tell you what happened and how the two of them have publicly aired it out. It's Way Up.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yeetie.
Yeah, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, starring Selena Hill today, director of multi-platform content at Black Enterprise and founder of Hill Rise Media. And let's get into some Yeetie. I know you were following Michael Blackson yesterday.
Yep. I think we all were. That mess.
Yes. Well, apparently he has 2 young boys, and they were born just 2 months apart, June 17th and then August 6th. But the problem is he's engaged.
Right.
Or was engaged to Rada, and very publicly engaged. By the way, he proposed while I was on the Breakfast Club.
Wow.
Yeah, on the show. That's actually how he got engaged.
What year was that?
what was that, 2021?
Oh, so they've been engaged for a long time. They just never got married. See,
Right.
that's a little red flag right there, too. Something, I don't know.
That long engagement?
Right, yeah.
Okay,
So,
well, he said, good day to all my family, friends, and fans. The last few months, God has blessed me, but in blessing me came a lot of pain. 2 months after Rada gave birth to little Mikey, a female friend I've known for over 5 years also gave birth to my son, King Kwaku Blackson. My friend?
that part, like you were saying, Angela, like you said, people already think men and women can't be friends.
Yeah, this
And
sounded the alarm.
Right. It sort of proves the point that men and women can't just be friends.
And then the worst part of this is that he said, my apologies to Rada, and I hope she forgives me for the pain I brought to her. I'm going to be the best loving father in the world to avoid turning into Nick Cannon or Elon Musk. I'm only dating women that ran out of period or had a hysterectomy.
What? See, I know he's being funny. I hope he's being funny.
Not the time to be funny.
But why is he making a joke out of his infidelity? I mean, I know they weren't married, but still, like, why are you trying to make it?
She responded and said, I don't normally respond, but let's just agree this was the most pathetic post or apology ever. I'm walking in peace, guided by God's grace. My energy belongs to my 4-month-old son, not to negativity. People always tell me they are embarrassed for me or it's getting embarrassing at this point. But for me, when love runs that deep, you stop seeing the man and start seeing the boy who just wanted to be loved. And that's what breaks you. I didn't just love, I understood the pain, the innocence, the child in him. And she took full accountability, she said, for staying in the circus too long.
Yeah, and that's what you were saying, that a lot of folks were coming at her because you knew what he was doing. Like, this is not a surprise. Like, you know he was cheating. You know he had quote-unquote female friends, and now one of them ended up pregnant. So it's like...
Yeah, because I had a lot of empathy for her, but then yesterday while we were filming Lip Service, they were like, I mean, she was in like a open relationship where he was doing what he wanted. And so she did take accountability for, sometimes we do understand too much and, you know, so.
Make excuses. I mean, but if you're going to be in an open relationship and you know he's with other women, so she's just mad that he had a baby, was that the agreement? Like, you can go out and do you, just don't have any kids on me?
Ooh, I don't know, but I feel like we're going to see and hear more at some point because he's so public about things and I'm sure it's hard to not respond.
And he keeps making jokes about it, so maybe he'll get a stand-up routine.
I'm sure he
about
will.
This.
And DDG and Halle Bailey, in the meantime, good news for them. They have dropped domestic violence restraining orders and they have reached a custody plan. And so Halo, who's now 1 year old, is going to be able to see both of his parents. They have a temporary arrangement that gives him custody on Wednesdays and certain weekends. And then there's another schedule that's going to implement 60 days later. That's a big deal.
It
Good
is.
for them.
I'm happy for Halo. That baby
Yeah.
deserves, obviously, a mother and a father that's very present in their life. I'm happy that they were able to reconcile and come to some mature agreement, regardless of their relationship status.
It's
you
about
got a co-parent.
It's about Halo. Well, when we
It's
come
about
back,
Halo.
we have About Last Night, where we discuss what we did last night. I can't wait to hear what you had going on.
Girl.
I was filming Lip Service. I'll give
Okay.
you some insight. It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with my guest host for the day, Selena Hill, founder of Hill Rise Media. What did you do last night?
Girl, I was in a house following the news of the storm, following the news of the election. You know, early voting has started here in New York City.
Yes.
I was like, come on, so we're on. We taking it. This is the win for us. So
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. This has been one of the craziest elections that we have seen in a long time.
oh yeah.
But yes, early voting did start here. So, and I know a lot of people are having elections all around the nation. So just
yeah.
important to make sure that you are involved. I always say that, like, make sure you go out and vote. Even, and I want to say this too, this was something that I read this book, Run for Something, that we should encourage people who we know to run for office too, who we think would be amazing,
Absolutely.
who maybe never even thought about it, or even yourself.
You know, girl, I'm thinking about it.
Are you really?
You planted a little seed. Remember at the Pink Gala last week, you talked about that when you did your acceptance speech, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, you should run for an office. Like, do you know how much people would support you as somebody who's, educated, knowledgeable, but also I think we need people who are human beings, who care, that are in it.
Connected.
Yeah, connected.
And can relate to what's actually going on.
Because so many politicians that we see, we feel like, what are they, like,
Right.
do they even have any idea
Right. A lot of them are like born into wealth, go to the best schools, and they don't really know what's going on the ground.
Or care.
Right. Or care.
Right. They just care about making some money and power. All right. Well, that's about last night. I was doing lip service, so I was working. But one thing I want to talk about, Justin Bieber, you know, he made his debut on Twitch earlier this month, which was interesting because I feel like he's been pretty low key after having a baby, and you could tell he's been through a lot. But recently he was talking about adultery and where he draws the line. Here's what he said.
If you even think of a woman with lust, it's the same thing as actually doing it, committing adultery or whatever. Like, it's the same thing. So it's like if it even just crosses your mind for 1 second.
Is that true? Because I never looked at it like that. I figure, like, people have thoughts all the time. They just don't act on them.
Right.
But is thinking about doing something like committing adultery the same as committing adultery?
So, according to the Bible, it is. The Word of God says, like, if, lust starts in your heart. However, I think that Justin Bieber, the way he's applying it kind of can sound a little extreme, but if he's somebody who, let's say he gets tempted all the time, maybe he's like, I need to start with controlling my thoughts and my mind because temptation is at the door. And if I'm not thinking about my wife or whatever it is, I can fall into temptation.
Well, we want to hear from you. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Do you think that thinking about adultery is the same as committing it? Can you even control your thoughts and not have them? Let us know what you think. 800-292-5150. Call us up.
Vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest host, Selena Hill. Thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
And we are talking about lustful thoughts. Is that the same thing as committing adultery? Here's what Justin Bieber had to say on his Twitch.
If you even think of a woman with lust, it's the same thing as actually doing it, committing adultery or whatever. Like, it's the same thing. So it's like if it even just crosses your mind for 1 second.
I can't tell. Do you agree with this, Selena, or do you think it's not true?
I agree. I agree with him. I think that, like, I understand the extremity of it, like, for certain folks hearing it, because, yes, committing an act of adultery and thinking about something, yes, there are two very different things. But I think that for him and for many of us, just thinking about something, dwelling on it too long can lead to a certain amount of temptation.
Manifestation.
It does. Like, anything you think about, anything you visualize, doesn't it come to pass?
No. It does not. Because if I
Sometimes.
did, I would think about anything I wanted and I would get it.
Okay,
you know
I
what
get
I'm
what
saying?
you're saying, but
so
it can.
I think that if you're obsessively thinking
Yes.
something, but if you have a fleeting, lustful thought, I don't think that's a big deal.
Don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on
Yeah,
it.
as long as
Like
it's
you
not
said,
an obsession.
you can see somebody. I can see something like that person is fine. I like how they look. I'm attracted to them, but I'm not gonna.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not gonna dwell on it.
Lamar, do you think lustful thoughts are the same as adultery?
I think it is. The reason why I say that is because I believe that you can control your thoughts. There was a time in my life where I gave myself to Christ, right? And, those thoughts wasn't even in me to even think of those things. But granted, I had the power of Christ with me, but, it was oblivious. I didn't care about any of that. But then when I came back to the world, those thoughts came back and, it is what it is. But you can't control it. I believe it can be controlled.
Okay, so what does that mean? So if you think it, you think that means you cheated?
Yes, you definitely cheated because most of the time, the first steps of actually doing something is thinking about it.
All right.
Right?
Well,
They say the first steps of recovery is knowing that you have a problem, right? So the first step is thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure the temptation would grow stronger if the thoughts are in your mind,
I kind of agree with Lamar. I think that just being cognizant of what you're thinking about can lead to what you say, how you act, your behavior and patterns. So, like, to some people might be like, oh, no, that's extreme. Like, thinking about it and doing it are two different things. Yes, I understand that. But I think for some people who may say, like, oh, well, I know me. I know that, like, I get tempted in that area. I need to start with controlling my mind so that I don't slip into a slippery slope.
yeah, I was just thinking about if I would think my man cheated if he had a thought. You know what I'm saying?
So you wouldn't be mad if your man was thinking about some other woman while y'all together. You wouldn't care.
But how would I know? You know what I'm saying?
Unless he admitted.
I would be paid.
Yeah, how would I even know? If he tells me, that's another level because that means he felt compelled to tell me for some reason. But I kind of feel like sometimes like a thought might pop in someone's head and then they're just like, oh, why did I,
Right, because you can look at someone and be, oh, that person fine.
Yeah.
Right, but am I going to sit there and follow their Instagram and, start obsessing over them, liking their stuff? Like, I don't know.
Well, thank you for calling.
Yep.
Monica.
Yes.
What do you think? Is thinking about committing adultery the same as doing it?
You know that's not the same as doing it.
Listen, some people believe this. I promise you.
But I get that, right? Like back in biblical times, they didn't have as much exposure to things as we have. We have social media. We have, artists that walk around and promote sexuality. Women are empowered. There's so many things. So if you have eyes, you're looking at the next person, you're saying, this person is beautiful. I don't think that's lustful or wrong. If you have self-control, you control it.
Well, thank you for calling. Ooh, all right. Well, you guys can still call up and leave a message for Last Word, 800-292-5150. And Selena Hill is here, guest hosting. We got Yeetie when we come back. I know you watched the verses.
Yes, I did.
Well, Turk is responding to Birdman, calling him out for not being there during the verses, and we'll tell you what he had to say. He feels like it's like a compliment, I guess.
Okay.
All right. It's way up.
Angela's spilling that Yeetie.
Come and get the tea.
Yes, get the tea. It's me and Selena Hill. It's way up. Let's get into some Yeetie. So, Turk versus Birdman. Now, I know you watched the verses. What'd you think?
All right, first of all, shout out to Mia X. She
That's
put
what I
it
said.
down.
She held it down.
Like, my girl, she
Okay.
represented, Juvenile represented, and of course we had the controversy, so we got to talk about that too.
Well, one of the controversial things that happened was Turk was not there. Birdman had something to say about him not being there.
I started this young. I met BG. I met Wayne. I met Juvie. I met Turk. Shout out to Turk, you little you ain't here, but you. We gon' with you when we want you.
All right, that felt like an insult.
It really did feel like an insult, but then Turk came. I know he was saying like that's just how they talk, and I'm just like,
well, we had that. He was on with Young Jock. Here's what he said.
I don't go where I ain't invited, and I don't stay where I'm not welcome. Birdman got love for me, man. It's just a strange love. People don't understand our language, our slanguage. A lot of people probably took that as a diss, but, I didn't take it as no diss because that's how we talk.
And, he did, by the way, host a Versus watch party at Houston Shades of Blue.
Right.
And he also performed after.
Right.
So he was watching it.
Right. He was watching it. He was participating. There was love there. I mean, I think it was just disappointing for the fans that Turk wasn't there. Wayne wasn't there. Mystical wasn't there.
And Wayne performed in Vegas.
Right.
He had a party in Vegas.
And I think he
Dreas.
also made some comments about it, like, it's nothing without me there. And like, yeah, of course not. And C Murder wasn't there as well.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, that wasn't his choice.
Right. But I mean, if you think about it, it could have been a little bit more, but I think for the people who were there, like Snoop popped out.
That was
like
exciting.
Juvenile held it down the whole time. They were saying that he was carrying the whole cash money on his back in his little backpack and his little book bag.
Yeah, he did not put that backpack down.
He did.
Well, Turk did say that it was unfortunate that the people who did miss out were the fans. Here's what he said live.
I'm going to get my bag whenever they calling for me to go get it. I can't control what nobody else got going on, so I don't trip about that. You feel me? You ain't going to see me going off. Man, I ain't this. Nah. But you got the fans mad because the fans not getting what they supposed to have.
Well, that's a fact. You know, I enjoy watching it, though. I do have to say, I was going crazy, remembering songs. There was a couple of songs I ain't know. Just a couple. But, we're from New York.
B-side songs, right? But it was still a good time. It
but
felt
it was
very
amazing.
nostalgic.
Yeah. And there was some that I was so excited to hear. So I'm sure that's going to help them streams even more.
Right, that part.
All right. Now, Carmelo Anthony has a House of Mellow exhibit that's opened at Baltimore's historic Pratt Library. Shout out to my guy, D. Watkins, who's a professor, D. Watkins, who he also wrote Carmelo's book. And they're bringing his life story to Baltimore with this opening of House of Mellow. It's a free exhibit. It's open through, you said December
20th, yep.
Yep, so it's an immersive experience into his life and legacy. It's an intimate glimpse into his journey, his childhood photographs, a recreated locker room with his signature looks, his favorite songs, a milk crate hoop, and all of those things. And D. Watkins said it's a dream come true. A lot of times we're pushed into false stereotypes as if we don't love literature or great storytelling. To see people pop up at the library area like this, it's a beautiful thing. Literally thousands of kids came out.
Shout out to West Baltimore. Like, I love Baltimore. I have a lot of family out there, and now to just they're celebrating a hometown hero, Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, he deserves all the praise and accolades. So, you got to give people their flowers while they're alive, and I'm happy to see Baltimore
and
doing that.
anything that gets people excited to go to the library. When they did Book of Hove.
Oh, yes. Yep, in Brooklyn.
At the public library in Brooklyn, and it was crazy.
It was crazy.
That's what that's going to be like. So that's dope. All right. Well, that's your Yeetie. When we come back, under the radar, the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines, they're flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about it. Even more ways for your boss to know that you're out of the office. We'll tell you what's happening now.
News. I got news. This is the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest host, Selena Hill, for today.
Hey, y'all.
And you'll be back Friday.
Yes.
Period. All right. Well, let's get into some of these under the radar stories. Now, Amazon is laying off thousands of corporate workers. They want to slim down and spend a lot more money on AI.
Come on. Yep.
So they're going to cut about 14,000 corporate jobs. That's about 4% of their workforce. And they've been getting pressure to tighten their finances. It's interesting because they make so much money. You wouldn't think.
Like, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people on planet Earth.
Right. So, but you got to tighten it up. Now, news reports suggest layoffs could affect as many as 30,000 corporate jobs across human resources. And, Starbucks has cut off nearly 2,000 corporate jobs as well. Target said they're going to cut 1,800 jobs from their corporate headcount as everybody's trying to, I guess, say F us.
Yeah, because they invested so much in AI and they have to see an ROI. So that's why they're cutting down the workforce. And basically, we're all getting replaced.
All right, and Microsoft Teams right now is going to be able to detect when an employee arrives at the office. It's going to monitor their connection to the building's Wi-Fi. So if you're late or you're doing different things, your boss will know.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Because we're back in the office now, a couple more days.
Well, listen, Microsoft, as soon as you step in, they're going to that's when you have to give somebody else your laptop.
Right, see? Already think of the workarounds. I like that, Yee.
Listen, I done worked in the office before where I had to punch people in. Remember when people had to punch a clock or sign in?
Yep.
I worked in retail where you had to sign in on the register.
I remember those days.
And baldness, there could potentially be a cure. So everybody's ears perked up. The guys in here, their ears perked up. But there's a serum that was created from researchers at the National Taiwan University that caused hair regrowth in mice in just 20 days. And so, but male baldness, did you know, is the most common in the United States?
Because of stress.
Yeah, well, and it's
stress.
probably the food too.
And the food, yep, toxic.
But it's genetics, it's aging, certain medical conditions, diet, and stress. Those are the reasons. So there's treatments are already available, but they're saying this could be a game changer. So you guys.
Oh, so now you
don't
can
gotta go to
preserve
Turkey.
your hair, right? You don't gotta get the replacement surgery.
All right, well, we do have the Way Up Mix for you at the top of the hour, and Selena Hill is guest hosting. We're going to learn more about what you have going on too, because we got to.
Yep.
We got more Yeetie, and we got Ask Yee on the way. It's Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yeetie. Way Up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here today with my guest host, Selena Hill. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Having a good time.
I am.
And we were looking at this news story, during the mix.
Yep.
And Drake and Aiden Ross and Stake are facing a major lawsuit, and this is over that gambling promotion that they've been doing. It's an online casino company, and now there's a class action lawsuit. Can you break it down?
Yeah, so it's saying that they're being sued. Basically, the state of Missouri is saying that Drake and Aiden Ross have been collaborating together and promoting Stake. As a result, that it's influencing young people. Basically, they're saying that Drake is one of Stake's unofficial influencers, and anything
I felt like it was official. Did you feel like
it did?
Yeah, because it has a logo on it,
right? So basically, if he's first of all, Stake gives Drake and Aiden house money.
Yeah.
So if anything that if they say, oh, we lost money is still a part of a marketing tactic. So, and obviously Drake has millions of fans. So by him promoting online gambling, young people are going to look at that and be like, oh, okay, I want to get involved. I want to do it too. So they're kind of like blurring the lines of legality there. And,
and they even posted, I saw online, they were posting like some old clips of Drake, Aiden Ross, and also the owner of Stake, basically having a conversation where you can see that they're actually getting funds added to their gambling account. Listen to this.
Added $500K to vault balance, please. Yes, Drake, we're clear. Yeah, we're clear. We're good. Thank goodness.
We're clear.
Thank you, Eddie.
Clear.
Eddie, I owe you one. I actually owe you one. Oh my
wow,
God.
and my roulette win came through. Oh wow, oh
my God.
Wow, train. Good Lord.
Now, I think that I don't know if this would be a problem if they were openly saying we're getting paid, where you know, this is an ad, this is an endorsement. I think the problem comes in with them acting like this is their own money, and it's unofficial.
Right.
So it's not like, you know how they'd be like hashtag ad, or you have to
they
let
need more
people
transparency.
know. And so here is Drake on live, basically streaming, saying that he's using real money.
Love to see chat like just talking crazy, like, oh yeah, you guys and you're like fake gambling. Yo, listen to me. When I tell you the amount of hours and the amount of that I've been through with these guys in this chat right here, ups and downs, real money, lending each other money, doing this, doing that.
Yeah, so it's a little misleading because you're not saying we're playing with house money. Here's a disclaimer, and a lot of young fans and people that are influenced by this.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because this is really in federal court in Missouri.
Yep.
So they filed this suit there yesterday, because in some places online gambling is also not legal.
That part. It's a deceptive business practice. That's what the lawsuit is claiming. So we'll see.
We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
With all these gambling things going on. Paul Pierce, in the meantime, has been formally hit with 2 criminal charges after he got arrested in LA earlier this month. Prosecutors are charging him with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol and 1 count of driving with 0.08% blood alcohol content. He was taken into custody. Now, remember, he said that he was just stuck in standstill traffic for 45 minutes and fell asleep. And he said, I'm old, I'm tired, and I fell asleep. I'm good, y'all. Thanks for the love. But they're saying that he was drinking and driving.
I mean, I will say this. I get sleepy too sometimes, and like standstill traffic will kind of drain your energy, but the evidence is the evidence.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what ends up going on with that, because they did take a blood test. And that is your Yee Tea. When we come back, we have Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. Any question you have, me and Selena are going to help you out. That's 800-292-5150. If you have a question, it could be about work. It could be about relationships, friendships, any of those things. Just some advice. We got your back. 800-292-5150.
Famous women in radio. We're talking about Angela Yee.
You're Way Up with Angela Yee.
Please believe that.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with Selena Hill, who's been guest hosting today.
Yep.
So, Selena, we threw you in here, and I know who you are, and I've been following your career for a while, but I want to make sure that everybody's aware. And I'm trying to think of when we first met, because you are a journalist, a real journalist, and you've definitely interviewed me before, but I've met you before that.
Like, I know you've been featured in Black Enterprise, been in our events for years. So I feel like it might have been. No. I've seen you at events.
Yeah. And speaking of seeing each other at events, I feel like Selena is always working. That's one thing about you. You've hosted so many panels, so many events. You're the go-to person, I feel like, when people want somebody who is knowledgeable about everything, about entertainment, but also about politics, about what's going on in the world. And listen, I just want to say, like, whenever I see you in this space, I just recently saw you at the Pink Power dinner. And I was like, Selena, like, I need you to come up here. And guest host on Way Up with You, because Black Enterprise is one of the publications where you are the director of multi-platform content. How long have you been at Black Enterprise?
Woo, girl, I've been there for 9 years.
Okay.
Yes.
And I was telling you earlier that you've also interviewed so many people that are icons, who, like Queen Latifah. That's somebody that I want to one day be able to get an interview with.
She was so funny too. I remember, like, we did it virtually, and she started doing like a British accent, like out of nowhere, and had me like cracking up laughing. Like, she's so personable. I had a great time, like, just talking to her.
But then going from that, you've interviewed Kamala Kamala Harris.
Yes.
You know?
So I interviewed her when she was just about to announce that she was going to run to be President Biden's vice president.
Let me ask you this, because, there's been some rumors going around that she may potentially run again. What do you think about that?
She said it's very possible. I mean,
but what do you think about her running again?
I think we're going to have to really pay attention because, a lot of times when a candidate does not make it the first time, I feel like the electorate isn't always as gracious. Like a lot of times folks are like, well, they lost already. We want somebody new.
Right.
Personally, I like Kamala a lot. She has the credentials. She has the portfolio. She can do a great job. She would have been a much better president than what we have now. But, if she runs and she becomes the Democratic nominee, she will definitely have my vote.
All right, so if it was between her, because Gavin Newsom's also been talking.
I love Gavin Newsom too, especially the way he's been trolling Trump, from the memes, the hat that he made. The way that he just mimics Trump in everything he does, I think that's made him very relevant. I love the fact that Gavin Newsom has talked to people on the other side of the aisle, from Steve Bannon to Charlie Kirk. Like, he's showing that Democrats don't have to be in a box, and he's doing things a little differently, and he's using humor, I think, to really build his base. So I like what he's doing.
All right, we're going to talk more to you when we come back. Selena Hill is here. You also have your own Hill Rise Media. You're the founder of that. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. Okay. It's Way Up.
We're about to do this.
Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with Selena Hill, and we're talking about not just you working as a director of multi-platform content at Black Enterprise, but you being an entrepreneur and founding Hill Rise Media.
Yep.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so, I was always doing consulting in an unofficial manner. Like years ago, I was working with Angela Simmons and helping her team out. And then I was like, I think it was 2023. I was like, this is the year I want to do it officially. I got my LLC. I started getting clients, started working with people and consulting when it comes to media relations, public relations, and also events. And just the things, just like the information, the insight that I've gained over the years working in media and journalism, just sharing that with other people, other business owners like yourself. Like, obviously, you don't need any help in those areas.
Listen,
but like
we
a
never
lot of people
want to
do.
act like we don't need help, because sometimes people can see things that you can't see.
That's true.
And we are always evolving. And
Yep.
I feel like when I step out to events, because I feel like I'm so busy all the time, I don't go out much. But when it's a room to be in, you're always in the room to be in.
Yeah, yes.
But that's important too, because I also think people have to understand the importance of, even sometimes if you don't feel like it, pulling yourself out of the bed, pulling yourself out of the house and off the couch, and going out and talking to people and being there, because that's how the opportunities happen a lot.
Girl, so one of my clients, we've been doing strategic positioning with her and getting her in those rooms, and she landed a really big deal.
Yeah.
She signed to UTA just by being in a room.
That's what I'm talking about.
Obviously she's a super dope person.
Right, but sometimes
but it helps.
That's the foundation. You're dope,
Yes.
but then how do people make
How
that
do you
connection?
get to that next level? Being out and about, like you said, I'm a people person. I'm either at an event or I'm hosting an event, and it has led to a lot of opportunities for me. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people right now struggling with finding work and employment, and Black women in particular are having quite a challenging time. Can you talk to us about that and some advice or things that you see that could help? Because I know even in the field of media and journalism, it's been tough, but it's been tough all around.
It really has. Just this year, 300,000 Black women have left the workforce or been fired. We see what's happening on the federal level. The Trump administration have been making mass federal cuts. Obviously, we have a shutdown. You talked about earlier how Amazon is making huge corporate cuts. So the economy itself right now is not looking good. A lot of folks are losing opportunities. However, we need to find other opportunities. We have wisdom. We have insight. Like I just said, consulting. If you were working in corporate or you have your own business, you can use that to teach others, to empower others, whether it's client to client or even working with other corporations. Because like you said, people don't know everything. And I think with us as Black women, we have such a unique perspective because we see things differently. We deal with discrimination. We deal with microaggressions, and we know how to help corporations navigate that. We know how to help other professionals navigate those, navigate that scene. So I think we have a lot to contribute.
I love this. All right. Well, you'll be back on Friday.
Yes.
For sure. And when we come back, you guys have the last word because this is our Way Up with Yee family.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Selena Hill, your first time guest hosting on Way Up. How you feel?
I feel good, girl. I can't wait to come back.
Okay, good. I'm glad. But we had a good time talking to you guys today. We are still keeping our eye on everything that's happening in Jamaica with Hurricane Melissa and just praying for Jamaica.
Absolutely.
Yeah, devastating Category 5. Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica. They're saying this could reshape Jamaica for years to come and trigger a humanitarian disaster. So we're keeping our eye on it and doing whatever. Like, I know people are already planning on what it is that we want to do, so we will keep you updated as we're vetting those out.
Yep. Where to donate, how to give, exactly all those things.
All right. Well, listen, a lot of people called in today. We were having discussions about Justin Bieber on Twitch.
Yep.
He said that thinking about
adultery
is the same as committing adultery.
He said it.
A lot of y'all called in to weigh in. So let's let you have the last word.
Man, look, I just wanted to shine the light on my wife. We've been together for a minute, about 18 years. And through those times, I took her through a lot. But she stood by me. And, it took some time, but I got my stuff straight, and we good now. We have 6 kids. And she's a wonderful mother. And she deserved that.
Hey, this is Jamaica McCullen, and I really would love to shine the light on my mother, Melanie McCullen. She lost everything in a fire, and she has rebuilt everything all over again in a year. And I just want to let her know how proud of her I am.
You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.